Oh shit, I'm like, what the fuck going on? Why is this shit muted?
Investigators are about to uncover tells a far darker story. It was the beginning of one of the most disturbing and unsettling mysteries this small New Mexico town has ever seen.
The head and hands were in a trash bag that were then put inside a Harbor Freight fucking bucket.
How long did it take you guys to dismember the body?
He threw away the last piece around last week, which was the torso and a leg bone. But there was no meat on it. It was just nothing but ribs and spine, hips.
What made you make the decision to kill Matthew?
Reporting State Highway 60, July 31st, 2025, police received a concerned phone call. According to one of Matthew's co-workers, he hadn't been at work for 5 days. Investigators then learned that he was seen walking along State Highway 64 on July the 25th by a member of the public and hasn't been seen since. Police speak to Matthew's two roommates, themselves Army veterans, who claim no knowledge of his whereabouts. Oddly, they hadn't thought of reporting him missing. However, the police, alongside Matthew's mother, Rebecca, began a widespread search for the missing veteran, including an online GoFundMe campaign. But as weeks turned into months, investigators began to fear the worst. In search of the truth, police re-interviewed Matthew's two roommates, 23-year-old Raynor Joyner and 22-year-old David DeGroat. They described Matthew as an untrustworthy drug addict who often brought strangers back to their house. A new theory develops, suggesting Matthew's lifestyle may have played a role in his disappearance. However, the more they talk, the more rehearsed their stories seem. After more than 2 months of multiple interviews and a search for Matthew, investigators start to suspect he didn't just disappear, and the two men he lived with know why. On August the 17th, 2025, officers came prepared for a potential standoff and expected resistance. Both roommates are military trained, making this a high-stakes situation. Officers have brought in an armored vehicle and have no intention to back down.
Damn, where are these niggas living in? Iraq? What the fuck? These niggas even have AC?
Search warrant! Search something! Show your hands! Open and empty!
Got dead space left.
It's tight.
Dead space right. I'm gonna move left.
Byers and Kevin, clear that left. I'll hold right here.
On me. Moving. There.
Clear. Secondaries. Check everything.
These niggas living like this?
See, Dollar Shave Club just has great razors at a great price and no bull.
You may qualify for.
Where are these boys, man? Where these boys at, man?
Clear.
Where the hell these niggas at, man?
Watch your fingers. Just let it down so it doesn't hit us in the face when we go out.
Officers find neither of the roommates is at home to shed light on the mystery of Matthew's disappearance, and they may have to clear the property. However, it is at this moment that they notice something.
Have them check that utility van.
Got a vehicle approaching.
Run that plate. Henry William John, 7586 out of Texas.
The vehicle that just arrived carried two men, and they're armed. Officers are fully aware that one wrong move could turn this situation into a massacre.
He's got a gun on him. He's got a gun. He's got a gun in his waistband.
These boys about
But
to, they're not
against
about to
all
do it. They know
expectations,
better.
both men step out within seconds, hands raised in surrender. The officers have no idea that this is just the beginning of all of the unexpected events that lie in wait. The officers carefully take both men into custody. Upon closer look, they confirm them to be Matthew's roommates, Joyner and David, the very people they had been trying to track down. After the search, officers hope a conversation with the roommates might finally lead to them finding Matthew. But the moment the officers get a hold of the men, they shatter any hope of finding Matthew alive. They tell him he is not only dead, but disposed of. Shortly after, one of them, Joyner, even agrees to guide the officers to Matthew.
Your brother, so you said it's about 7 miles down?
Yeah, the first one's like 5 miles.
First mile's like 5 miles?
Yeah.
How comfortable do you feel, nah, you know what, you're good, you're good. Just communicate with me through here.
Okay.
Guide me, I'm gonna sit in the front. Just guide us to where we need to go.
Okay.
Okay? Appreciate you, bro. And all I can tell you is, you know, me and my partner are the ones in charge of this. The fact that you're taking us to recover his body, the fact that you came clean and were honest, I'm gonna ensure that that's reflected with the district attorney. Okay?
Understood.
Cap.
Understood.
The officer will soon realize that
Cap.
the man they are now trying to recover is not in one piece.
I know it's past the majority. I know it's past these houses and shit because, again, I ain't fucking stupid. I know that fucking people might get curious about why there was a random fucking van.
Was off the road.
Yeah.
So why did they kill him though, bro? That's the real question.
Did his blood spill in that van at all?
No, I bagged and tagged him tight. Fucking- Like I said, work van. I don't want fucking shit in there.
Yeah, was it in a trash bag or what?
Yeah, trash bag. The head and hands were in a trash bag that were then put inside a Harbor Freight fucking bucket.
And the head and hands are they with the head or no?
Yes. Yes, all that's together. All the important like identifiers are together.
Just hang out, brother. Okay, what color is that bucket?
Red bucket. I can actually see it from here.
Okay.
Down in green.
Okay. Roll his window up a little bit, sir, just so that way just hang out for a second, bro. We'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
That boy's
Along State
busted.
Highway 64, which
You're
Joyner
busted,
leads
brother.
them to, officers discover several trash bags. Inside are what remains of Matthew. He had been chopped into multiple pieces and had been dead for days. The
why
horrifying
though?
sight forces officers to sit down and finally learn what truly happened between these roommates
Why,
and
nigga?
the horror Matthew endured while they were still searching for him. Officers sit opposite the man who has already confessed to killing the person they were hoping to find alive just a few hours earlier. And it will not take much time to get Joyner to speak. He spends the next 30 minutes to write out painful details of Matthew's last moments that only he seems to know.
Starting from July 25 at roughly 1800, 7 p.m., I, Jordan Rayner, confronted Matt on the rightmost path leading to the house about 600 meters away. When confronting Matt, I asked him to explain why he was spreading rumors about me and bringing drugs, strangers over to the house. He, Matt in parentheses, said that I didn't come up there often enough, so it was basically his place.
Tortoise wins! An upset for the ages.
So I would ask the board, what if our next
What Raynor describes next, which he describes as being in a dark state of mind, will take this case to a place it can never return from.
In a dark state of mind, I shot him with the Springfield Saint AR rifle I was carrying. After shooting him, I dragged his body to a tree 40 meters away on the left side of the road. July 26/27. I went to work. After work, I went to Harbor Freight and bought buckets. Not having what I felt I needed. I went to Tractor Supply. There I got trash bags and a splitter axe from there.
Minutes after shooting his friend, Raynor went about his day as if nothing had happened. But it wasn't because he didn't care about the consequences. Later, he comes back, but only to take active measures to hide his crime.
I went to the land, going back to the tree to cut off his head and hands. After doing so, I bagged them, then placed them inside one of the buckets. I took that bucket in my work van to a drain ditch 4 to 5 miles up the road, dumping it.
Matthew was a country guy who left his family behind to live with roommates that he trusted most. But what happened to him after his death, that is by far the most disturbing part of this case.
Trust niggas,
The next
man.
Wednesday
Trust
night,
these fuck
I
niggas,
went
man.
to cut off the legs and arms.
Sad, bro.
I found that wildlife had gotten him, so I cut off his forearm and legs below the knee, bagged them. Then I was able to rip out his upper leg bone from his hip sockets, bagging them with some of his clothes.
That shit's gruesome, bro.
Which word was that?
Oh, I believe you're trying to say finally, but it's spelled fennel. I bagged his torso, throwing it all in a drain ditch 7 to 6 miles up. Thank you.
Cops take another pause while Raynor finishes the timeline, focusing on what he did with the body. It's at this moment that Joyner starts laying out the plan aloud, and it's not just the details that catch the officers off guard, but how calmly he talks about it.
The entire situation with Matthew.
Let's see. So, everything I told you last time we spoke about, like him spreading rumors and all that, wasn't a lie. That was all factual. Really, the only thing that changed from what I told you last time and me confessing was basically just the fact that when I confronted him, I didn't let him walk away, I shot him. So everything was pretty much the same. Like I said, he was spreading rumors, he was bringing drugs, he was bringing strangers. Hey, fucking shit like that. I confronted him. I got fucking, I don't know. I got pissed off and decided, fuck it. You're not gonna fucking, not gonna give me the chance to fuck up again. And so I shot him.
When Raynor shot Matthew, there was another person present at the crime scene who witnessed the horrific crime and did nothing to stop it.
What the fuck he supposed to do? Nigga already did it. That's a grown ass man.
Was over in Colorado, dealing with the VA, getting all that stuff done for himself. Went to go grocery store, pick up groceries. He got dropped off at what's it called? He got dropped off at Cassandra and Jason.
Is there a cat in there? I hear like a cat or a baby or something. Oh, it's a cat.
I went to go walk with him as we walked up the road.
Fuck, why they got a cat?
Carrying the groceries of everything. As we got to an intersection, a shot rang out. Matt got shot in his right lung from Joyner's rifle, specifically his AR-15. Matt, not knowing what's happening, he did say, "I got shot," and he starts to freak out. Then Joyner comes from around the corner with my Beretta. He sticks it to his face and shoots him in the jaw, which makes his eyes swell up. And he starts to choke at his blood as he hits the floor.
Oh my gosh,
And
bro.
then he hovers
This
over
shit is
him with
gruesome.
an execution shot. And gets him right on the temple.
What the fuck? Oh hell no, that's sad as fuck. Sick as fuck.
He's waiting in the bushes for him.
He's waiting for him in the bushes. Hell no, bro. I gotta clip that. He's waiting for him in the He's waiting for him in the
corner
for him in the bushes.
with my Beretta. He sticks it to his face and shoots him in the jaw, which makes it.
That was a cat.
I went to go walk with him as we walked up the road.
Fuck, why they got a cat?
Carrying the groceries of everything. As we got to an intersection, a shot rang out. I went to go walk with him as we walked up the road.
Fuck, why they got a cat?
Carrying the groceries of everything. As we got to an intersection, a shot rang out. Matt got shot in his right lung from Joyner's rifle, specifically his AR-15.
Grip, stability.
What's happening? He did say, "I got shot," and he starts to freak out. Then Joyner comes from around the corner with my Beretta. He sticks it to his face and shoots him in the jaw, which makes his eyes swell up. And he starts to choke at his blood as he hits the floor.
Oh my gosh,
And
bro.
then he hovers
This shit
over
is
him
gruesome.
with an execution shot. Gets him right in the temple.
What the fuck? Oh hell no, that's sad as fuck. Sick as fuck.
He's waiting in the bushes for him.
He's waiting for him in the bushes.
I
Cat.
went to go walk with him as we walked up the road.
Fuck, why they got a cat?
Carrying the groceries of everything. As we got to an intersection, a shot rang out. Matt got shot in his right lung from Joyner's rifle, specifically his AR-15. Matt, not knowing what's happening, he did say, "I got shot," and he starts to freak out. Then Joyner comes from around the corner with my Beretta. He sticks it to his face and shoots him in the jaw, which makes his eyes swell up. And he starts to choke at his blood as he hits the floor.
Oh my gosh,
And
bro.
then he hovers
This shit
over
is
him with
gruesome.
an execution shot. Gets him right in the temple.
What the fuck? Oh hell no, that's sad as fuck. Sick as fuck.
He's waiting in the bushes for him.
He's waiting for him in the bushes.
I
Cat.
went to go walk with him as we walked up the road.
I gotta make this right. I got a cat. Oh man.
Groceries of everything. As we got to an intersection, a shot rang out. Matt got shot in his right lung from Joyner's rifle, specifically his AR-15. Matt, not knowing what's happening, he did say, "I got shot," and he starts to freak out. Then Joyner comes from around the corner with my Beretta. He sticks it to his face and shoots him in the jaw, which makes his eyes swell up. And he starts to choke at his blood as he hits the floor.
Oh my gosh,
And
bro.
then he hovers
This shit
over
is
him with
gruesome.
an execution shot. Gets him right in the temple.
What the fuck? Oh hell no, that's sad as fuck. Sick as fuck.
He's waiting in the bushes for him.
He's waiting for him in the bushes.
I
Cat.
went
Yeah, I
to go
gotta
walk with him
make
as
sure
we
that shit is
walked up
right.
the road.
My fault.
I went to go walk with him as we walked up the road.
Fuck, what? That shit sound crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
While the other was walking.
He's waiting in the bushes for him.
Matthew didn't know that what felt like a normal grocery run was anything but. One of his brothers was lying in wait while the other was walking him straight into the trap. What Raynor did next, even in his own words, sounds like something out of a horror movie.
Then from there, after shooting him, like I said in my statement, I practiced fire to a tree. Next day, went to work. Everything was normal. After work, I went to Harbor Freight, picked up a bucket, a few buckets. I only used one. And they didn't know what I was looking for. I went to Harbor Freight, ended up deciding the best tool to use would be the splitter axe, and also bought some bags, 33-gallon trash bags. From there, went back up to the land, back up to that spot, cut off his head and hands, bagged him up, put him in the Harbor Freight bucket, drove back down the mountain about 4 or 5 miles, trying to deep drainage chips through the bucket down there.
Whatever they could do, they did. Raynor was quick to walk investigators through his plan for the body. But there is a cold detail missing in the first half of his story. However, David brings it out in his interview.
So, my one question for you is I want you to explain to me the plan that you're talking about.
A plan to kill Matt that Joyner made.
Okay.
So his idea was initially he was gonna come up the road that we were gonna have, and he was gonna try to snipe him with his 308 from a distance. And then his plan changed when Matt said he was getting dropped off over by the other road. So then Joyner's idea was he was gonna take my Beretta so he can have a sidearm. And then he grabbed his AR and then waited in the bushes for us to come up, and he told me to stick to one side of the road and to be very loud when I'm near the area. So when he sees Matt come up on the side, despite how dark it is, he doesn't need to worry about who it is. So I would say it was, for what Joyner was thinking, it was pre-plotted beforehand, because I would tell him about Matt still had a drug habit and he was still talking shit and making rumors of everything, which kind of pissed off Joyner. So several occasions, kind of told him like, hey, no, don't kill him, just, you know, kick him off the property or something, or like give him a start talking to again. To the point where eventually came down to the point where he says that he was gonna go with the plan for Matt to get killed.
Raynor had already admitted to leaving out details, and here again he tries to pass it as a momentary loss of temper and that it was not planned. The police are about to press him without revealing what David had already exposed.
What made you make the decision to kill Matthew?
That's crazy. What's going on, Big White? What's going on, my boy? What's going on? What you got going on this early, bro? Early bird gets the worm. You trying to get to it? You back from school? Word. You in college, right? He said, I'm not gonna give you another chance, like he a judge or he a god or some shit, taking niggas off
knows the law.
Like taking niggas off the map. Gap year.
What
What that mean, twin? What that mean? What that mean, twin? I don't know what that gap year mean. Where you get like a little break for a little bit?
But when the suspect is as forthcoming as Raynor Joyner, it's hard to keep the mask on. And what he says next is likely to hurt Raynor the most.
Yeah, 1 year break. Oh, okay, that's smooth, bro. You studying? That's tough. What you studying, bro? Like, what you majoring in?
I don't regret what I did.
He said, I don't regret what I did.
At the end of the day, I don't fucking regret what I did. That wasn't the same dude I started with, like I said before.
And why don't you regret it?
Biology. Oh, all right. Big White. I ain't know you was moving like that. Scientist. Professor White.
I exactly had a normal sense of, a normal sense of humanity. I don't know how else to put that.
That nigga on his Dr. Octavius shit.
When it comes to shit like that, I've always been the first one to just say it's like, no, well.
Almost like calling you as Dr. Octavius every time you pull up in that bit.
Feeling the squeeze? Fridays makes GLP-1 plans more accessible.
So what you finna be doing for your little gap year and shit, twin? Like anything special?
That he doesn't regret what he did, but he still won't admit that he planned it. But David goes into detail about what pushed things over the edge and for how long.
Raynor felt like it was more like getting rid of a rat or throwing out the trash. So
Let's dive into the disrespect. What was so disrespectful that Raynor was angry with?
So Matt would constantly be talking a lot of shit of saying like, oh, he doesn't know how it is out here. We've been out here for 4 months. Hasn't been out here in 7 years. He doesn't show up here anymore. This isn't his fucking house. You don't have to listen to him. And then he would start talking about how he's to other people just making shit up of like, oh, he did this, and this in the army, of saying shit like he was hitting women and shit. Just
referring to who?
Joyner. Matthew referring to Joyner. But I at least know he didn't do that, but he kept trying to push an agenda to other people beforehand, which is why he pissed off Joyner.
Describe to me why. Try and explain to me why Joyner is for lack of a better term, feels so territorial over you.
Because he used me as his brother, like I said beforehand, because we both known each other for a long time in the military. We both like that. We used to have the same shit. Both of our dads died, so we bonded over that. He has no other siblings left. So he claims me as like his younger brother. He's usually very territorial about the people he knows.
Everything in David's account points to a trap laid by Raynor for the man he saw as the rat of the house. But instead of backing down, Raynor keeps talking almost with pride. And since he won't admit to planning it outright, the cops switch tactics, trying to get him to say it without realizing he's doing it.
Dude, I'll be honest, man, going through this, my sheriff dude, we had PC, like probable cause, right? Yeah. For a search warrant for your place, based on just mass disappearance, the argument that you guys had. But like, we're pretty like depressed. Like, without you telling us, I don't know how long it would have taken us to figure out Matt's death, man. Like, this was well thought out and well organized and planned. I just where did you come up with it? Like, how did you figure out how to do all this?
He laughing like he an evil genius, bro.
Like, not even trying to be funny. Fucking, I've always thought of the whole, the old joke about always having plans to fill everyone in the room. That's who I am. I've always thought about, okay, here's how I would do it, here's what I would do. Doesn't matter if I like you, as, I haven't thought about it with David. I haven't told him I thought about it with him. Hell, I cracked jokes with him one time, about it. I was like, yeah, the only problem I'm telling you is all your fucking T's will come looking for me then and just be turning the L, though. I've always thought about, every way how to deal with situations, how to just, that's who I am, that's some of that is. Immediately was taught to me by my dad.
The detectives compliment Raynor's plan, hoping it will make him own it as one he made. But he catches on to what they're doing. When that doesn't work, officers aim to get more and more direct.
Nigga used to work for y'all boys basically. He know what the fuck going on. He know the drill.
No, I actually never planned to kill him. I never planned to actually kill him. In the sense of it wasn't premeditated. When I went up there, I was giving him one last chance to fix things. And just, I don't know, the way he acted, the way his tone of voice was, I just clicked. Just clicked.
Was it being rude or?
Yeah, and like I said, nothing I said in that was a lie about him acting like that was something his property, something his place. It's like, no, motherfucker, I brought you out the fucking, out the generosity of my fucking heart. I drove out of my way to go to fucking Winchester, Virginia, come get your ass, bring you all the way down here so you would have a new start.
When Raynor starts using words like premeditated, detectives wonder if the same careful planning he used to dispose of the body also went into figuring out how to get away with his friend's murder with the least possible charges. And that's when things start getting serious for Raynor's one-man show.
So, Brother White, this is where we're gonna have we gotta figure something out. I have information that you had this situation planned out for weeks, and it's from an extremely reliable source. It describes that you guys were going through stuff for, you and Matt were going through problems for weeks, and that David had even talked you out of murdering him on several different occasions. What's that about?
Like I said, it was never really big today. That was more just me running my mouth. I did the same shit the army guy fucking.
So describe to me the running your mouth, because basically with what you just did there, bros, you acknowledged what I was saying, but you're trying to tell me that it wasn't premeditated. So I understand that to an extent, but you're like, it's like a double negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
So describe to me what you mean by that.
No, I mean, I was known for, you can ask any of my fucking dudes I served with, I was known for constantly the guy that's like, that would say, you know, it's like, I should just fucking murder him, I should just fucking kill him, you know? If I was pissed off at someone, like, it was terror.
So those types of conversations, did they happen between you and David about Matthew?
Yes.
Although Raynor claims everybody knows murder comes easy to him when someone is not on his favorites list, Matthew seems unlikely to have been one of them. He never left the house, possibly because he never realized that everyday tensions were turning into conversations behind his back, the kind that become a roommate's worst nightmare. David fed Raynor information about Matthew under the guise of casual gossip, even as he realized Raynor's plans were getting darker and darker by the day. The cops are about to learn exactly what role David played in all of this.
He told me preemptively, he said, you're gonna help me with this. You're gonna help me with this. You're not gonna tell anyone, or I will kill you.
I kind of believe him. I believe him, I ain't gonna lie to you.
David walked with Matthew fully aware that he was just minutes away from death. He almost makes it seem like he was a friend to a bully, making choices he could walk away from at any time. But his role went far beyond that.
Explain what made you decide to participate in the murder.
I low-key believe him, but I don't know. Let's see what he gotta say.
I have a fear for my
Like, what was his... Like, what could he have done
he also
afterward?
dropped
Was
me
he?
off at my house for Christmas before, so he knows where my family lives. And
That's legit.
So he would be the type of man to do it as well.
Describe that.
I'm definitely
I know
bringing that boy to the cops for sure, but like after I know that,
he'll just shoot someone
I'm straight to do it.
just for talking shit.
But I don't know, you kind of look guilty
So
not going to the
I
cops when you
became
had a chance to.
somehow, and he found out that I was talking about it. I'm pretty sure I would get an end cap in it as well. Have the same fate as Matt.
What makes you so fearful of Joyner?
It's because I know he's capable of doing it. Just because he says it, it also means he can do it. Because he says beforehand that he has killed someone around the property before with his dad.
What role did you play in the body?
He had me just hold a bag open so he could dump both the parts in, so he could make sure my DNA was on it as well.
Okay, so I'm sorry, say that again.
He wanted me to hold the bags so he could dump the body parts in, so he could make sure my DNA was on the bags as well.
And how do you know that?
Because it's what he told me. He said, you're gonna join me, or you're gonna get the same thing as he did. You're gonna help me with this body if you like it or not.
I believe this nigga.
David's role in Matthew's death was all about fueling and
I believe
guarding
this nigga, I
secrets
ain't
that
gonna
he
lie.
shouldn't have. But when he breaks down, it becomes clear that he doesn't fully believe Matthew deserved to die. In Joyner's interview, he keeps highlighting his flawless plan for disposing of Matthew's body. But what David recounts next exposes the emotional and gruesome reality of the event, something no one could ever get used to hearing.
Dismembering Matt before or after I called you guys to ask where he was at?
It was beforehand, before the first initial call for the missing persons report. He already had no head and hands by that point. And then he had me hold the bag open so he could, Joyner had me hold the bag open to put Matt's head and hands in the bag, and then put the bag in the bucket, and then he said he tossed it on the side of the ditch.
Welcome to First Watch, where every morning matters. Here we...
What date did you guys start dismembering that body?
Almost a week after he died was when he started to dismember him, and it was when he smelled bad, started bloating.
Okay, how long did it take you guys to dismember the body?
He threw away the last piece around last week, which was the torso and a leg bone. But there was no meat on it, it was just nothing but ribs and spine, hips.
You and Joyner both have warrants out for your arrest for desertion.
Desertion? I gotta search that up. What the fuck is
They
that?
told us that was gonna happen.
They're confirmed. You have
It's
warrants
like,
for
is that like leaving a
Shortly
body?
after these interviews, Joyner was
Desertion.
arrested and charged with
Desertion
first-degree
is the
murder,
willful-
aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, assault with intent to commit a violent felony, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with evidence. DeGroat faces charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with evidence. Later that day, a crucifix believed to be McLaughlin's was discovered inside a washing machine drum, which authorities believe Joyner and David had used as a fire pit to burn Matthew's belongings. In the military, no man left behind is a sacred oath that Matthew McLaughlin lived by until his retirement. But the men he shared his roof with deserted their uniform. After their return, Matthew was the only one who maintained a stable job. It seems the disturbing secrets in that house weren't just about drugs or strangers. They were about the resentment of two men watching him succeed and deciding to end it for good.
So that nigga
In
was
New
capping.
Mexico, the premeditated nature of his crimes
I really
carries a
don't- I feel like
mandatory life sentence,
made a bad
ensuring
choice.
that Joyner and
believe that
David
nigga for no
face
reason.
at least 30 years behind bars before they are even considered for parole.
Like innocent.
We would like to offer
He gone.
our sincere condolences to the
R.I.P.
victim.
brother. R.I.P. That's so fucking sad, man.